One-day international 100, A.B. de Villiers' supreme skill, invention and destructive hitting means he is one of the most talented batsmen the game has ever seen. We spent a day with him to discover the method behind the genius that makes him the white ball king. A.B., here we are at your home ground, Supersport Park. Can you remember when you first came to this place?
Yes, I can. I was about 11 years old. My dad decided one, I think, Saturday afternoon that we needed to come through to watch the test match here between South Africa and England in 1995. It was Sean Pollock's debut test match, his first game ever, and I watched him get his first wicket. The Jonty Rhodes cap, the green one with Jonty in gold on my forehead. I remember watching him hit some balls in the nets, so it was pretty cool.
Did you ever dream, sitting there in your Jonty Rhodes cap, that one day you'd end up playing for South Africa and also achieve everything you have achieved?
I never in my wildest dreams thought that I was going to play here. I always had dreams of playing on a big stage in any kind of sport, but never thought I'd be here today.
You spent a lot of time in your youth knocking a tennis ball up against a wall. Is it Warmbad? Have I pronounced that right? Your hometown. Visualizing playing in front of a massive crowd. So you must have felt that you always wanted to be centre stage and be a bit of an entertainer like you are now.
That started many years ago. My grandfather used to sit reading his newspaper against the wall, and I used to hit the balls around him and try and get it as close as possible to him, testing my skill a bit. He never flinched and always just complimented me and told me to keep going and keep playing. But anyway, long story short, I always had the dream of playing some kind of sport in a big way and on the big stage. My dream came true, and yeah, just amazing, huge privilege.
The world record now belongs to A.B. de Villiers. The fastest 100 in ODI cricket belongs to this man, the South African captain.
You're quite unique in your trigger movements, especially in one-day cricket. You just get your trigger movements out of the way and set yourself.
I'm glad you say unique, because I believe that's what every sportsman's got to try and achieve in his career, no matter what sport you're playing. Especially a batsman, you have to find yourself and your own game and your unique game. I've changed a little bit here and there. I'm not scared of changing. Changed my technique a lot over the years, but once I go through it now, you'll see that it's all very basic. The most important thing is my head position. For every single bowler I face, every shot I try and play, my head's got to be in a strong position. I almost draw a pitch map from where the bowler's releasing the ball. And when I see that pitch map, I just want to operate with my head in that pitch map. I always draw it straight to my stump, so I don't want to go that side of the pitch map or this side of the pitch map. I just want to operate in that pitch map, forward and back, forward and back. I think you would have seen on the internet a coaching video too, where I talk about the rhythm of my backswing. So I like to have a bit of a rhythm with my bat, and that also changes a bit. I take that away when the ball's swinging a lot. I try and keep it a little bit more still. But once I'm in and things are going, I like to have a lot of movement with my hands, because I believe that's where the talent lies, is in your hands and how quickly you can adapt and react to certain deliveries.
I have watched some of those videos. You also talk about batting in a box. What
Yes.
do you mean by that?
In very simple terms, it's waiting for the ball. I'm a very useless cricketer if I don't play in that box around my body. The minute I leave it, and like I used to do in the first 4 or 5 years of my international career, I had very hard hands. I used to leave my body a lot, and I nicked off. I got LBW. I got out in all kinds of ways, and hitting the ball to covers in the air. So that all I felt were the soft dismissals, and after a very frustrating start to my career, I sort of forced myself to play the ball later.
Is all this stuff even for one-day cricket when you first go in, or is that completely different? The box goes, the playing late goes, the ball goes.
You think I'm lying, but it's for all the formats. I always search for a straight drive first up. Of course, I get into the best kind of positions when I look for that ball. When I premeditate, and there's always room for that later on in the innings, but when I premeditate too early on in my innings, I lose my positions and I get into bad positions. I tend to get out in soft ways as well.
I fully understand in test match cricket you're trying to play the ball late, early on, you're trying to survive. In one-day cricket, especially now you're moving up the order in T20, etc., you're looking to attack. How do you go from a low backlift, playing the ball late, to I'm just going to belt this out of the ground?
your instinct do take over sometimes. Before I walk out to bat, I know exactly what kind of situation I'm confronted with. I know what's required of me, whether we're looking for boundaries or not. So that's always in the back of my mind. Do we need ones? Can I afford to have a few dot balls or not? So that's in the back of my mind, but my basics with my technique do not change at all.
Right, we haven't come to Supersport to watch you block it. Let's see if we can get some shots. Well, shall we start maybe with a cover drive?
All right, here we go.
Perfect, lovely. Shot. You've absolutely nailed some check drives there. Why do you prefer the check drive?
A few reasons. I get into good positions when I do that. I don't lose my shape. And secondly, I still have enough power. I've realized that over the years, if I just time the ball, I still have enough power to get it to the boundary. As long as I place it well, and if I play it late enough, I tend to create a lot of power.
You sometimes just really flat bat it, and you saw in the series against England, you sort of throw your hand at it. You almost hit it on the top of the bounce and hit it straight. A.B. de Villiers flat bats one through the offside for 4.
When I'm not quite there, and I'm maybe not there with the length, I prefer to keep it down and maybe take the dot ball, but if I do get it right, I'll get my 4. As long as it doesn't go in the air, because you don't always have full control of where the ball's going.
Do you want to show us a few full-blooded drives?
Top spin,
yeah, top spin tennis shots?
Sure.
Shot.
It's a little bit too far behind. Time for a boundary.
Shot. That's the one. You're a fantastic player of spin. What are the basics of playing spin?
I've watched guys like Virender Sehwag and some of the best players who play spin throughout their careers. I played with Viru at Delhi Daredevils for 3 years, and I watched him not moving his feet an inch and just playing with his hands, really forcing himself to play it late. Obviously in games you need to move down and up a little bit, rock back on the back foot. But you'll see, well, I find that I time the ball a lot better, and I'll pick up the lines of the balls a lot better if I don't move a lot.
And are you a premeditator? You know, you're thinking, I'm going to sweep this next ball, or you just see it and play it?
Sometimes. I don't think there's anyone in the cricketing world that don't premeditate sometimes. It is important to, well, especially for me, it's important to know what I'm trying to do. I don't premeditate very often unless I know what the bowler's trying to do, and unless the situation of the game calls out for a certain shot. The sweep shot I feel is premeditated. I can still adapt if it's not there and play a back foot drive or try and get one. But it is a premeditated shot. Coming down the wicket is premeditated.
Launched and smashed. That has gone a very long way indeed. Right out of the screws. A long way back into the crowd.
It's just a situation of the game that calls out to me to do something with the information that I've picked up in the last few balls.
Okay, we've got Jacques, our local off-spinner here, who's absolutely thrilled he's come to bowl at A.B. de Villiers. Jacques, good luck, mate.
Sweetly timed. The hallmark of a quality, high-quality batsman, A.B. de Villiers.
Maybe you've swept the ball there.
Yeah.
How many different sweeps do you have, would you say? Just the orthodox? Do you have a slog sweep?
I can hit it wherever I want to, basically, on the leg side. Depending on the line of the ball, obviously, and also depending on the area that I'm looking to attack. That specific shot, I just try to get bat on ball, just to try to get the first sweep out of the way, because it's not an easy shot. I'll just make sure that I get as low as possible. I don't like the ball to beat me at the bottom of my bat when I'm sweeping, so I always try and almost sweep it like a broom. I learned this from Yunus Khan, the Pakistani batsman. He's got this bat very, very low. He doesn't mind getting out to top edge, but he doesn't want to get LBW in bowled.
Okay, I'm going to pack the leg side. It's a long boundary leg side, short boundary offside. I want you to open up the offsides, all right?
Alles weg kan slaan hoor. So try maar om te keer om dit te doen nie. I asked him to try and stop me to hit it through the offside.
Right.
So he's going to come as straight as possible because he's realised that he's you know.
So you're challenging
Just to make it
yourself.
as real as possible.
Okay. Shot. AB, great shot.
Watch it!
Watch it! Oh!
How unlucky is that? Sorry, boys.
How much are those cameras worth?
Hopefully just the plastic. Just the plastic. Sorry, guys.
Right, last ball, 6 to win. Moeen Ali, Mumbai, 2020 game.
The long boundary, but I'll take it.
6.
On the rope.